you have dozens or even hundreds of unread books? Do you stare at your shelf not knowing what to do with those books? Do sites like thrift books have you by the throat, taking your money over and over again? Well, I come with a solution. Hobby cart. What's up, guys? My name is Moo. I am a college student who loves reading, and I'm here to share that love with all of you. So I think I'm not the only one with this problem, but I like buying books. I know, it's a struggle. And I'm sure if you're watching this channel and you have any semblance of disposable income, you feel the same way. You buy a lot of books. You buy books faster than you can read them because don't we all? I've said this before, but right now I have about 127 unread books. Hopefully that dwindles down soon because I am just going crazy with that number. I can't believe I've done that, but hopefully that number goes down soon. And I have a bit of a solution for you. Now, is this plan foolproof? No. Have I bought more books? There's one waiting for me in the mailbox right now. But I have given myself a solution that I think will help a lot. And that is my hobby cart. But yes, as you can see right here, hobby cart. Wow. It's not really in the frame right now. Maybe if I just... Absolutely beautiful. But yes, I have right next to me my special guest, my pride and joy, my hobby cart. Now, what is a hobby cart, you may ask? It is a metal cart for my hobbies. As you could see in my fantastic dance, I know you all want lessons from me. Listen, pay me $500 and maybe I'll teach you my secrets. I don't have just books, I have multiple hobbies. I have so many hobbies. Okay, we're good. I have so many hobbies, one may even consider it a problem. I read, I write, I crochet, I play piano, I film and edit videos, I'm getting into collaging, I collect, which you will see in a future video when I talk about my BTS book. But my hobby cart in specific is being used to help with my books and my yarn. Now, the reason that I bought this cart is because I saw another book YouTuber that had a TBR cart and I went, I need that. Snatch it up right now. Let me grab that. But I decided that I would get a cart of my own, kind of a TBR cart, because I think that it is a good idea to have a space where the books that you want to read more are on there, or the books that you believe that you should read first. See, the problem that I was running into is that I kept buying books, and then books I really wanted to read I'd put near the front, even though I was telling myself, no, read the books that you bought first, because that makes sense. Read the books in the order that you buy them, to at least some extent. I get that there's some things that, like, there's some exceptions, but for the most part, I would say, read the books close to the order you buy them in. The problem, at this point, I had books that I had bought over 3 years ago that I hadn't yet read, and I find that a problem because, while I do think that buying books, especially buying books secondhand, which is what I do for the most part, I do not like buying books new unless I want to specifically support the creator. I buy all my books secondhand. I am a thrift books fiend. I unfortunately spend a lot of money at thrift books. I got that gold star, but at what cost? What cost? I'm feeling a little dramatic today, so sorry about that. But yes, I was buying up books left and right. I made the literary elite status, that gold star, because I spent so much money on books in a year. And I do think that there is very much a consumerism problem and overconsumption problem within the online book spaces. I think that buying multiple copies of the same book is unethical, and I don't blame the consumer for that. However, I think that companies pushing exclusive books in different stores is a problem. I struggle with the same problem in the K-pop industry, for example, and the music industry as a whole, because now they're selling albums at different stores, and in each different store you get a different photo card, and photo cards are an incredibly popular thing in K-pop. I won't lie. Your girl does love her photo card. I won't lie. Like, they're beautiful, you know? But I'm only buying one copy of an album. And do I blame people who are buying multiple copies because there's an incentive? Not necessarily. It's not their fault that they are releasing multiple copies of the same album or the same book. However, I do think that it is a problem that companies are releasing almost identical versions of the same product and expecting their consumer base to buy them so that they can get more sales. I just find it very disingenuous and very greedy. Like, if that part of the book was so important, it'd be part of the book. There would be no exclusive bonus chapter that you can only buy at one retailer. Like, that is just my take. And listen, perhaps I am biased. Perhaps it is just because of my crippling anxiety of overconsumption. So I look at people who are so openly buying every copy of every single book they just like a little bit, and it just makes me anxious. I've always been this way. I thrift all my clothes unless it's merchandise. I sometimes buy merchandise, but that's about it. And I thrift all of my books except for the ones that are gifted to me. So yes, I do think that there is an overconsumption problem in the book industry and in online book spaces. However, I don't think that it's wrong to buy a ton of books. If those books are really making you happy and you have every intention of reading those books, I say go for it, because if I didn't, I'd be a hypocrite, okay? I have 268 books or something like that, and I haven't read all of them. However, I am trying to create a solution for the problem that I have made myself by buying more books than I could read. And step one of that issue is obviously try not to buy books. Easier said than done. Like I said, I have a book in the mailbox right now. And listen, am I rationalizing it by saying, well, it's a copy of a book that you have never found for more than $100 and you found it for $16, so you had to buy it because you're never going to get that deal again? Well, yeah, I'm gonna rationalize it because that's what people do, you know? Like, I'm going to rationalize me buying books because I like buying books. It is a hobby. It is really fun for me. I literally just came from a bookstore. I didn't buy any books in the bookstore, but I did come straight from a bookstore to record this video. I'm wearing the same clothes that I wore in the bookstore. There's a really cute Christmas tree at one of the antique shops I went to, by the way. Here it is. It's very, very cute. Guys, if you didn't know this, I have ADHD. But yes, I just came from a bookstore. I think buying books is good if you have the intention of reading them. I think buying books is a perfectly fine hobby. I think that you should be conscious of sustainability practices. I am so pro buying secondhand. I think maybe I'll do a video on thrift books, which is not sponsored, by the way. I am just a thrift books fiend. I just throw my money at thrift books. But overall, I do not think buying books in mass is a necessarily bad thing. Let's just be conscious about it. Okay, with that whole tangent out of the way, first step to reading all the books that I have is buying less books. It is difficult, but I think as time is going on, I'm starting to buy less books because I'm incredibly conscious of the books I already have. There's plenty of books that I still want. I have over 300 books on my wish list. However, I have devised a plan to get through the books that I have so that I can slow down the buying of the books. And the way I did that was by investing in a hobby cart. So here are the rules of my hobby cart. I'll put up a cute little picture right here that I've been using to explain what I am doing with my hobby cart. So for the book aspect of my hobby cart, I have dedicated 2 shelves, and it's pretty simple. The top shelf is the highest priority of books that I need to get through. So most of these books are either books that I am just so excited to read, I cannot wait any longer, but more likely they're books that I've had for the longest time. So I've grouped together the books that I have put as my highest priority, which are books that I've had for 3+ years, which too long, girly pop, too long. Like, and I'm saying this for myself. I'm not saying this as a monolith. I'm not saying this as like a one size fits all. However, I'm saying, girly, that is too long for you, Moo. Like, read. And you know what? It's working out really well for me. The amount of books I have been able to zip through because I have the hobby cart, like, absolutely fantastic. And there are books that I've had for absolutely years. There's books that I've wanted to read for years that I've just never gotten around to, and I got around to them because they were right in the field of my vision, and I was like, oh, okay, I will read these books first. I am a busy college girly with ADHD. I need a process, and part of that process is putting the books that I want to read first right in my field of vision. So I put them on the top shelf of my hobby cart, and the rule is I'm allowed to read any book in the top of my hobby cart, but I can't move on to other books until the entire shelf is empty. Now I will insert a photo of the way that the top shelf looks now. It is different from when I first started out. I am getting through books. It is getting empty. The books are getting a little lonelier up there. And I think that's a fantastic thing because it means that I am getting through books. It means that I am getting through my priority books. One book that I didn't get through that I thought I would get through was Kafka on the Shore. I have had Kafka on the Shore for over 3 years and I never got around to it because it just wasn't a top priority for me. It was just always in the back of my head, and I was just like, Moo, you should be reading it. Like, you bought it so long ago, you should read it. Except I never did. And then I read it about a week and a half ago now is when I read it. I finished it like a week ago, and it rocked my world. Is it an insane book? Absolutely. But it is absolutely fantastic. I cannot say enough good about it. Again, I am planning to do Kafka on the Shore after BTS unless the comments want something else. So stay tuned for that. It'll be coming probably sometime in January. However, I never would have gotten around to it probably if I didn't have my hobby cart. Ooh, that music is beautiful. There's also a lot of classics that are in my hobby cart that I need to get around to. I'll tell you a little secret. I've never read Pride and Prejudice. Okay, can we stop the booing? I want to. I actually watched the movie for the first time with my house in October, and so good, so good. Absolutely recommend. However, I want to read the book so bad, and I just, again, have never gotten around to it. So it is my priorities. I am going to start off 2025 with Pride and Prejudice, but I also have A Tale of Two Cities. I have The Arabian Nights. I have 12 Years a Slave, which I don't think is a classic because it's not old enough to be a classic. However, it is incredibly world-renowned, so I definitely will be reading that. And, I also have, Warrior Cats and a rom-com and a young adult thriller. So, there's a good variety. However, I definitely am getting through the books I've had longest first, and it is really working for me. So, if you are also a busy girly or guy or non-binary, whatever, I'm gonna say girly is a gender neutral term. If you are a busy girly who wants to get around to reading and simply do not have the time, do not have the effort, the books just keep piling up, you do not have enough shelf space, the books are like crawling their little way outside of my room. I have under the stairs storage space where I'm keeping books that I have finished. But if you are a busy girly, possibly with ADHD, who has more books than you know what to do with, and all you want to do is read the books that you already have and slow down your book buying tendencies, because don't we all? I recommend investing in a hobby cart. It's really working for me so far. I will definitely celebrate with you guys when I have finished the first shelf of my hobby cart. Right now there are 14 books on top of there, and I definitely intend on reading more than 14 books this year. So I will tell you guys when I finish that shelf, hopefully sooner in the year than later. And yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, comment down below what you think about hobby carts, if you have any tips and tricks for any of the other readers out there, me included. I would love to know if you have tips and tricks that work for you to get through your massive TBR list, because girl, don't we all have a massive TBR list. And make sure to subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I'm going to be doing a lot of book reviews. I'm going to do a couple more things. I have ideas. Again, if you have ideas for me to do that are book related, love to hear them. Girlies, I aim to please. I would love to make content that you would enjoy seeing. So if you have an idea and I think that idea is super fun, maybe I'll do it and maybe you can watch it. I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, that's all that I have for you. I was actually worried that this video wouldn't be very long. Like, I was worried that it would be under 10 minutes, and I don't think it will be, even with editing, because I am cutting down a lot because you don't need to see the raw footage. You just don't. Like, it's not any good. It's really not. I turn this mess into magic. I think it'll be a lot longer than I thought it would be, which is great, because I really expected it to be under 10 minutes, and I don't think it will be, so... Wow. Guys, she's a YouTuber. Okay. Well, without further ado, this has been Moo. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!